I'm Andrea Wadey, the founder of the Wise Riders Club. I've been riding horses since I was 2 years old. I'm now a little bit past 50. I've been an equine professional for the last 22 years. I've had the absolute joy of helping students all around the world with their relationship with their horses and how they themselves can navigate being with horses in later life. It's so rewarding. But it all started because things started to shift for me when I went past 50. Climbing on the very young horses that used to not bother me at all started to give me a little pause for thought. My body was a bit stiffer in the morning and I was feeling like I should be doing things rather than actually wanting to. Does that sound familiar? I came to the conclusion that, in life with horses, this is meant to be fun. And I wasn't having as much fun as I once had. And I was pushing on thinking I really should be doing this. And the industry, that applauds the really gung-ho riders, and that's all very well. But I began to look around me and amongst my students and realise, actually, there was a lot of people that were getting past a certain age and were really starting to struggle because they were always trying to do what they'd always done. I invented something called the Wise Riders Formula, initially to help myself actually, to ask myself the question, okay, I'm going to go and do this with my horse, but why do I want to do it? Is it the right thing for me? And once I'd done it, how did I feel about it? And it really started to make an impact on me that I wanted to start to shift how I framed things with horses, what I did with horses, so that I would be filled with confidence, not have it chipped away because I was trying to do things that I did when I was 20 that my body just wasn't feeling anymore, and neither was my mind. So I decided to dive in helping a lot of older riders. I now have students between the ages of 50 up to almost 90 who are still riding or having a relationship with their horses, handling them on the ground, finding a way for them to keep moving forward and feeling confident. It's been incredible, and I'm really excited to share this with you today. Shortly, you're going to meet Steph, and I'm going to be helping her break down the steps to achieve her goal of leading her horse out for walks off the property. Steph, like many people, has been around horses for a long time, was always very confident. But as she's got a little bit older, that confidence has just become undermined a little bit. I'm going to help her, using the formula, put some ideas into place that will help her expand her comfort zone. I'm not teaching her how to lead her horse. There's plenty of information on that. What I'm here to do is to share with Steph and you a way to use the Wise Rider formula to achieve your goals by breaking things down into achievable chunks. We recently asked over 15,000 riders over the age of 50 what was holding them back. There was an overwhelming response, and two things stood out clearly. Confidence was the main one, how their confidence has changed. They may have had a lifetime with horses, but they feel that their confidence is less than it used to be, or they're new to horses and they were hoping they could just jump straight into it and feel confident like they did when they tackled new things when they were younger, but it doesn't feel that way. Confidence has changed. That was the first one. The second one was changes in our body. We can try and fight the passage of time as much as we can by staying healthy, staying fit, staying flexible. But I don't think there's any of us past 50 that can't say, I don't feel like I did when I was 30. Things change, and that is just the fact of it. So we've started this free series to help you with those two things. The first video, we're going to focus on confidence. You're going to meet Steph and Atlantis. Steph's had a wealth of knowledge with horses, but she's going to be really honest about where she feels right now with her horse Atlantis, who's a young Arabian, absolutely beautiful, so you'll enjoy meeting them. And then we're going to talk to Fiona Lundy, an incredible chartered physiotherapist who's going to talk to us about the changes in our body. I can't wait to share this with you. But the backdrop of all of this is going to be the WISE formula and the 1% rule. This is something that today you're going to be able to take away and implement not only with your horses, but on your life. Whatever it is that you want to achieve with your horses, by implementing the Wise Rider formula and the 1% rule, you're going to be able to make tangible changes that will head towards your goal, but more importantly, keep your confidence intact. I can't wait to share with you. The WISE formula. I can't wait to share this with you. W is for why. I is for intuition. S is for safety. And E is for evaluation. W for why. Why are you doing what you're doing? Whatever it is that's on your agenda, or a dream that you have, or something that you want to try with your horse, ask yourself, why? Why am I doing this? Are you doing it because you want to and you think it'll be enjoyable for you and your horse? Great. Are you doing it because you feel like you should, or someone's pressurizing you? Are you doing it because you want to keep doing what you did when you were younger? Whatever your why is, it's okay, but be honest. You're the only one that's going to see this. You're solving this yourself. So ask yourself, why? I is for intuition. Once you've got your why am I doing something, you can ask yourself, check in with your intuition. Does this feel right? Does it align with my values? And is it in mine and my horse's best interest? Our intuition is a gift, and if we learn to trust it, we can really set ourselves up for success. S is for safety, a really important piece of the Wise Riders. When we pass a certain age, we don't bounce like we used to, and nor do we want to. It's not good for us and it's not good for our horses. Safety is something that we can control to make ourselves feel more confident. For me, I like to wear a helmet. It makes me feel safer. It's up to you, but it makes me feel safer. You're going to hear later from someone who works on the ground with their horse, and they like to wear shoes with steel toe caps. That makes them feel safer. Great. I can't stand here and tell you you're never going to get hurt or you will never fall from your horse. We all know the risks, but through the WISE formula, we can minimize them. And by having good safety equipment, that can really set us up to be safer and feel safer. And here's the thing, when you feel safer, you are more relaxed in your body. When you're riding, you feel more relaxed because you may have your body protector on if that's what you like to wear, or your helmet. If things start to go wrong, or you start to feel unconfident and you don't have any of your safety boxes ticked, you are probably going to get a lot tighter in your body, tighter in your hands, which then translates to your horse, and things can go south really quick from there. When you feel safer, you're more confident and balanced in your body, which also translates to your horse and will hopefully keep you safer. Safety is a really important piece of the Wise Riders formula. E is for evaluation. How was it? Did you enjoy whatever it was you were doing? Or did you think there's no way on earth I'm doing that again? Either answer is great. It's good to know what you don't want to do, and it's wonderful to do something, have it feel good and want to do it again. So evaluation is a piece not to skip at the end. It's really important to sit down and think, how was that? What might I change and what might I do again? When you are doing your evaluation, you might think, I was having a great time and then something changed. Can you remember back to when it changed? Write it down. What happened? What occurred before that to make you feel uncomfortable or make the horse feel anxious? Remember that point, because then you can make changes for next time. And the best way to make those changes is using the 1% rule, and I'm going to tell you about that next. The 1% rule is something that the Wise Riders community has been using to make incredible changes in their confidence, their goal planning, and being able to have fun with their horses again. So what is it? The 1% rule is something that I've used to train horses for years. It's taking a task and breaking it into tiny chunks, each step being easy and achievable, something that the horse can do, I can reward them, they can feel confident, we take a break. The next day we come back and do that step, and maybe the next one, and maybe the next one. Rather than going, okay, today I'm going to get the horse to canter across the field on the right lead. We will break it down maybe into 20 or 30 steps, building confidence the whole way. But you can use this on yourself. Many of our students have confidence issues. It's really normal. When we get a bit older, we want to stay safe and we want to feel in control and have fun. You can do that by implementing the 1% rule. Let's say your goal is to canter around the arena and feel confident. You may not have done it for years. You may have had a fall and your confidence is not what it used to be, and the feeling of doing that makes you feel anxious, but you really want to do it. It's okay. You don't have to give up on this dream. What you can do is apply the 1% rule. The only piece that you have to think about is the next one. So you would take a pen and paper, take the end goal, cantering around the arena, and break it down into as many steps as you can. Can I tack up the horse and not feel nervous? Can I walk the horse towards the mounting block and not feel nervous? Can I climb on the mounting block? Can I get on the horse? Can I walk on the horse? Can I trot on the horse? Can I sit down deep and think about canter, but not canter? Can I canter one step and then ask the horse to stop? 2 steps, ask the horse to stop. 5 steps. Before you know it, you will have individually approached these steps, felt good about it, banked the good feeling. You and your horse are on the same page, in harmony, feeling the trust and confidence between you, and you will get to your end goal and achieve it without bursting through your comfort zone, getting tight and nervous. Is this a familiar picture? I know this is for a lot of people. I should be doing this. No, you shouldn't. It's okay. It's okay to offer yourself the same kind of training as we offer our beloved horses. Easy steps that you can tick off, achieve them, feel good about them, bank that good feeling, and be willing to come back and try again. Now, everyone's going to be different on where they can enter the scale. Maybe you feel sick tacking up. Okay, break that down. Can I brush them, groom them, lead them? Build up from that. You might be very happy trotting around the arena on your horse or out across the field, but the second you think about cantering, ooh, okay, great. Be honest. That way you can break it down and just tick off the next little bit. Can I just sit deep and think about canter but not actually ask for it? Can I practice that and feel okay? Can I canter one step and feel okay? You're in control of this and you get to write the rules. The 1% rule can help you progress back to your dreams or achieve new dreams without bursting through your comfort zone and further eroding your confidence. Give it a go. It is a game changer.
I bought a 2-year-old, nearly 3-year-old Arabian horse. He's called Atlantis. He's lovely. But what I found was that in that time that I didn't have a horse and I turned 50 and a bit more, I'd lost a lot of confidence. I'd lost confidence in myself, really, and in my ability to handle a horse, particularly a young and spirited horse, which of course he is, and that made things not as enjoyable for me as I'd hoped they would be. I've joined the Wise Riders Club, and I'm hoping that that's going to help me with making plans to have a really positive, happy, enjoyable time alongside my horse.
So I'm here with Steph and Atlantis. Atlantis is a beautiful 5-year-old who is so sweet, quite spirited, and your goal is to lead off property.
Yeah, I'd like to feel more confident on the ground with him, particularly leading him out and about so that we can get out and enjoy the countryside together.
I think that's a great plan. In the Wise Riders Club, we support each other to achieve our goals by trying to achieve them ourselves using the WISE formula and the 1% rule. You're going to have the skills to be able to break this task down, to apply the steps, bank the good feeling and move forward confidently. Because we don't always have an instructor with us, so having that tool, do you find that helpful to be able to work on it yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. I want to be independent with him.
Yeah.
I want to do it for myself with him. And I want to enjoy the steps along the way as well. And I feel like by breaking it down to small steps, so I don't feel overwhelmed and so he doesn't feel overwhelmed, that's going to help me towards our end goal.
Yeah, that's exactly it. This is meant to be fun. This love of ours is far too expensive not to be having fun. And it is natural as we get older, we lose our confidence, or we can lose our confidence. So being able to have a structure and a plan like the WISE formula and the 1% rule can really help us move forward. So together, we're going to look at you making the plan. So the WISE formula, which you've used before with things and you've found that it helped. In this instance, if we're going to talk about hiking off the property, run me through your thought process with the WISE formula, the W, the I, the S and the E.
Well, I was thinking the reason why I want to do this is so that we can get out and about and enjoy time together and see the countryside and get some exercise, and it's all learning for him and all learning for me, and I just really want to be able to enjoy that. Yeah. So that's why I want to do it.
That's a great why,
yeah,
I think.
Good. And then my intuition about it is that it is really doable, and I feel like this is definitely something that I can make happen, but especially with the support of the community, the shared experience that we've all got, and with making a plan to break things down so I can do things in small steps and get to where I want to be. Yeah. Safety wise, that is a major thing for me. It's not something that I used to worry about, but which probably wasn't really a good thing to be, it's not good to be reckless either, is it?
No.
But also I don't want to be held back by fear of anything being dangerous. So kind of safety steps that I want to take. I'm trying to get in the habit of wearing a hard hat when I'm on the ground. It's not something that I've done in the past, but I can see that that's actually really beneficial, and can make the difference between something being, things happen, I guess, with horses and have happened to me in the past. Wearing a hat can make the difference between it being not very nice and being really, really bad. So trying to get in the habit of wearing a hat. I do wear steel toe cap boots. Yeah. For me, that makes a difference. It saved me a couple of nasty squash feet. So I do that. And taking things slowly and not doing things that I don't feel comfortable with, I think that's a key part of keeping things safe for me.
Yeah, staying within your comfort zone, stretching it slowly. Yeah, that does help with safety. Yeah, because when we're tense and tight and nervous and outside our comfort zone, that's when accidents are more likely to happen and horses pick up on it, right?
Yeah.
And I know that's been your experience in the past. So yeah, I think they're all really great steps. And evaluation, we'll do that afterwards for sure. So the end goal, you want to go out for, let's say, a 2-mile hike. That's a great thing to do with your horse. Have you thought about the 1% rule and how maybe you could break this down a bit? What's your thought process there?
Yeah, I think my end goal is, as you say, to be able to go for a nice walk with my horse, and to feel really confident and calm and sort of casual about that. So it doesn't feel like a big deal, just something that we do. So that's what I'm aiming for. And breaking it down to small steps is something that I've tried to put some thought into in advance. And so I was thinking, starting out really with putting a halter on my horse out in the field in that big space, being able to lead him confidently in that big space, leading away from other horses. That's a big thing for me. So that's a starting place. I think a next step would be coming to the gate that leads to outside off the property, without any kind of increased anxiety on my part, or excitement on his part.
I think when you know it's the edge of the boundary, you think, oh, it changes things.
So that would be another step for me. And then I guess kind of heading out and getting going.
Yeah, I mean, all great steps. I think that's a really good implementation of the 1% rule. We've talked a lot in the community about breaking things down, but not then just suddenly jumping too far ahead. So I think maybe I would add in, or maybe see if you could add in a couple more steps between the coming off the boundary and the get out and get going.
Okay.
So I know that other members have practiced this exact thing, because there's quite a few that have wanted to do going out hiking, although you can use this for anything. Once you start riding, you can use this for anything. But try going out the gate and back in again, and then maybe try 20 feet up the lane and back down again.
Okay.
Yeah, and just start to build it
Okay.
that way. But I think all of those steps seem really achievable. Do any of them make you feel really anxious?
Well, I think perhaps the reason why I've wanted to leap from we're at the gate to the outside of the property to we're going is that that's the point where things might feel a bit uncomfortable. So I think perhaps my tendency is to just say, right, get on with it.
Rush through it.
Yes.
Superhuman to want to do that. So that's actually the place you need to break it down even more.
Oh, that's really helpful to think of it that way, to think that if that's the point at which I feel a little bit increased emotion or anxiety really, that would be the point at which to say, right, slow down here and take a little step, and then maybe take a step back, and then maybe take a little step, rather than thinking get it over with.
Exactly, because if you think about it in terms of riding, and I know a lot of the people in the community of Wise Riders Club have felt this, where if you're riding and you get on, you think, I've just got to get going, heart rate goes up, horse's heart rate goes up, jigging starts, this starts, anxiety starts. That's when accidents happen. So breaking down the very point when you start to feel anxious, I think that might help you.
Yeah, I think seeing that the progress can be gradual rather than having to be sudden, that I can take a step forward and then maybe take half a step back and then take that next step forward. That's still progress.
Huge progress. And actually when you're doing it feeling good about it, then you can really just go through your steps, bank the good feeling, start to bring it all together, and literally before you know it, you will be heading well towards your goals.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for.
Wonderful.
Very nice. Good boy. So I'm just going to pop it back on. Good boy, lovely stop. We'll go to the gate. Just stop a moment. We'll take a minute, make sure we're okay. Oh, that's a good boy. Ready to walk? Ready to walk through the gate? Good boy. Just stop a minute. Stop a moment. Now nicely. Good boy. You can take some grass? Yes, good boy. Good boy. Boy. We're going to walk back up. Good boy. Hang on. Stop a minute. Stop a minute and have a look. Yeah, it's not that exciting. It's all good. Good boy. Come on. Yep. Take some grass. Yeah. Good boy.
We could just camera out there. Like to get a little bit of Steph's leg.
Good boy. Out the gate. Nice and calm. Right. That'll do us for today. Good boy.
E for evaluation. How was it? Would you do it again?
Yeah, it was good.
Great.
I think breaking it down to small steps like that made it really doable for us. Thinking at each step of the way was really great. And I think ultimately I enjoyed it, he enjoyed it. That's what we wanted.
Great. And you got a little further than you've ever got before.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
That's what it's all about. My hope for you through this workshop is that you feel more able to make a plan for yourself to help you and your horse move forward. I want you to have improved confidence and remember how fun it is to feel more confident, more understood, and more listened to.